Motivational video number 6,742,000, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, something like that. But another motivational video by me because you guys love them so much. This one is about the last 2 to 3 years and the next 2 to 3 years. Most of you out there, most of you are not at all where you want to be in your life. Physically, financially, the relationships in your life, emotionally, you're just not where you want to be. Now, the next 2 or 3 years, they're going to pass just like the last 2 or 3 years did. And if you're still in the same vehicle that you've been in all this time, then you're going to be in the same place that you are the next 2 or 3 years from now. That's just the way that the universe works. If you change the vehicle, you're going to be in a different place the next 2 or 3 years from now, without question. That's the setup of the universe. So, whatever your condition is, I don't know your circumstances, and that's going to change from one person to the next. And maybe the vehicle that you're in is just fine because the place that you're in is just fine, and that's totally cool. Except there's a bit of a delusional thing at play here for a lot of people who think they're okay right now, and maybe right now you are, and you think that because things are okay right now, they're going to continue to be okay. And oftentimes, that's not always the case. There's a wrench that's thrown in your plan, and it's not a question of if, but when. A prime example is going to be, well, my own story is going to be relatable to a lot of people out there. You might have a job that you're totally happy with, and it seems to be secure and this and that, and suddenly that job, at no fault of your own, is gone because the company offshored it to India, or who knows what. I don't know what it is. Or maybe you're a state worker, so you think your job is secure because it's with the government. Well, in my state right now, Wisconsin, they're laying off a lot of state workers who thought that their job is okay. And because they did like what most other people are doing, they tied up 100% of their income, their benefits, everything into this one job. That job is gone or it's slashed. Everything is gone because they were completely vulnerable. All eggs in one basket. They did nothing in their spare time all those years to set themselves up for some kind of redundancy or a backup. It's crazy talk, I know, but that's what most people do. And you might be in that category right now where you think things are going to be okay 2 or 3 years from now because things are okay today. That may not be the case. If you don't own your income, then you're completely vulnerable to things not being okay tomorrow, even though they're okay today. And if you think otherwise, it's delusional to think otherwise. It's completely naive. And that sad fact has been exploited for a lot of people right now, and it's going to be exploited and exposed for a lot more people tomorrow as time goes on. So, don't be so complacent to not make some sort of a change the vehicle, maybe add to your plan some sort of backup in your spare time. You're working on some sort of redundancy of passive income so that you're going to be okay when something does happen, because it's not a question of if, but when things will happen. The last 2 or 3 years, like I said, passed by. The next 2 or 3 years, they're going to pass by. It doesn't matter if you're in on the playing field of your own life, if you're on the sidelines of your own life. It does not matter. Those next 2 or 3 years and the 2 or 3 years after that and so on, they're going to pass by anyway, with or without your involvement. Now, if you're not involved and you're on the sidelines and you don't have any control over anything, and well, your fate isn't, whoever is controlling your life, it doesn't really have too much planned for you. I can tell you that much. So my advice is to first, if you haven't already stepped up to own your life, step up and own it. Get off the playing or get off the sidelines and on the playing field. It's your life. Own it. Don't let somebody else own it. You own it. You'll get more out of it that way. That's the guarantee that you're going to have a good life, is if you can look in the mirror and say, I'm going to bet on you. I'm going to bet on you, buddy. That's the guarantee that you're going to have a good life. The guarantee is you. Don't put it into somebody else or some other entity. Because that next 2 or 3 years, I'm telling you, it's going to pass by anyway. And here's something that's extremely, extremely, extremely troubling, because this affects me. It affects all of us. But there's all kinds of people in our lives, all around us, who are not going to be around 10 years from now because of how they are health wise. They're just not. Or maybe they have dreams that they've sort of put in the attic and they just sort of gave up on because the economy has just beaten them down so badly. So that's sort of like the death of their dreams. The dreams inside have died. They're slowly dying inside because their dreams are gone because of the economy or whatever that's beaten them down so badly. And then physically, like I said just before that, there's people that just plain aren't going to be around, period, because of how they are health wise 10 years from now. And you know who they are. Just picture it, the people in your life that you know who are not going to be in your life anymore, or in life anymore, in this finite situation on the earth, because of how they are health wise 10 years from now. We all know people, they're all around in our lives that are just not going to be here 10 years from now because of how they are health wise, or because they have dreams that they just given up on, and they're dying inside. So that's taking me to this whole Beachbody thing. You bet I'm going to plug it in. Why wouldn't I? It's a golden ticket opportunity. I've seen it change, including my own life, many, many other lives. Every person that's ever gotten into this opportunity plugged themselves into it. Health, fitness, and for some people, a transformation story with their finances. Those are really good things so people can spend their time how they want to without having to be a prisoner inside their own body and their own physical debilitations because they took care of themselves. Now, these people that are in your lives that are not going to be around 10 years from now, you have the power to possibly influence some of those people who will be receptive, and you can change everything for them. You can change everything for yourself and the relationships that you have with these people merely for the fact that they're going to be around more than 10 years from now. If you intervene and you get everybody that you love and care about into these health and fitness programs, Shakeology, P90X, Insanity, all of that stuff goes towards building a dream, building the human spirit, making people feel good so that they're more kind to each other, taking those dreams back down from the attic and reigniting them so that people are no longer dying inside or physically. That's huge, you guys. Why wouldn't I plug that into this video that I'm making and half the other stuff that I put out there? I'd be a complete remiss jerk if I didn't, because I know it works. It does. And I know this is going to reach some of you out there. Most of you will not do this, including those of you who just aren't going to be around 10 years from now, which is incredibly sad for me. But I know that some of you will. Some of you will be receptive of this, and I'm hoping just by merely pointing that fact out that most of you won't, even those of you who are dying out there, literally. I'm hoping that somehow it ignites a few more dreams than this message would have otherwise. So that's my message. If you were sent to view this video by another Beachbody coach, get in touch with that coach. I don't even care if it's me or somebody else, whoever you're loyal to. Just get in touch with them and say you're ready. You want to make some changes. You're going to build a dream, and you're going to build it every day, and you're going to get off the playing field and own your life. That's huge. And then inspire everybody that you love and care about to do the same thing. Some of them will be receptive, and you'll be responsible for saving some other lives out there. It's an incredible feeling, guys. There's your emotional vitality right there. And there's living a good life with passion. Do it.